How's it going, everybody? It is I, Visual. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day, and welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle versus Scrapz over here in the OU tier. So if you do enjoy these, make sure to hit that like button on the video, and the team I'm using is in the description if you do want to try it out. It's made by Chihuahua, sent it to me on my Sylveon profile. If you do want to send me teams, my Sylveon profile is in the description as well. And if you want to Wi-Fi battle me, my Discord is in the description. I'll get all that out of the way. And yeah, let's just jump in. So we got Scarflanders as a lead, as he leads off with this Gliscor 2.0. I'm just going to go for the U-turn. Not much else I can really do versus him. Don't have HP Ice. I have Stone Edge, Earthquake, U-turn, and Defog. Defog, great for Volcarona. You need to have that good Defog support or Rapid Spin for Volcarona. Usually Defog, though, because it's more reliable. So he gets his rocks up. I'm just going to switch out because I was kind of hoping maybe he'd be Scarfed and like go for U-turn as well, and then I could flame body him, but that's not the case. So I'm guessing he's going to be like a Sash Lando lead. Looking at his team, he has a very hyper offensive team. So I go into Druddigon, kind of expecting like maybe a Stone Edge, maybe an Earthquake, but he goes for Explosion, which is usually ran on Folk Sash, so maybe he's just that. Luckily, Druddigon does live that. Druddigon is my Stealth Rocker on the team of Glare, Taunt, and Dragon Tail, so I can't even touch Tapu Koko, but I'm still going to keep it maybe as a sack because I have a pretty good switch into Tapu Koko, which is Sylveon. And Sylveon is Hyper Voice with Wish Protect, and it's max HP, max defense with Pixelate ability. That's why you have Hyper Voice, so you turn those normal type moves into Fairy with a little boost. I think it's 20%. So he brings in Magearna. Obviously, I do not want to stay in because Magearna can go for an Iron Head if it's a Soul Vest. Plus, I can't really do much to Magearna, so I go into Landorus T. And Landorus T kind of covers everything, even a Volt Switch, except for Ice Beam. But I don't know if he would Ice Beam a Sylveon. Maybe he would. Most people could maybe predict that. It's a little risky, but I wanted to get Lando in because I want to defog right away. Because I want to get rid of those rocks immediately for Volcarona so I could maybe bring it in later on. So Koko turns out to be a screen setter, so that's kind of scary with Gyarados and Hawlucha in the back. I got to be careful of that. I bring in Druddigon because usually Koko just have U-turn if they're screen setting, but he did have Volt Switch, so I got to be careful of that as well. Even though Druddigon is max special defense, he could take it. So he just hard switches right into the Kieran Black. And Kieran Black is pretty much going to pick one because, I mean, I got to pick one for Kieran Black. Kieran Black's just going to take one for me since I don't have a switch into Kieran Black. Usually Kieran Blacks are ICMZ, but he turns out to be a Life Orb. So that's a little scary, but we got Mawile with Intimidate, and Intimidate able to lower Kieran Black's attack. I could maybe take an ICMZ. I mean, I do resist it, so usually ICMZ does the Freeze Shock with Kieran Black. It's its highest base power move. That's physical as well because Kieran Black likes to have that, but like I said, he's a Life Orb, so not too sure what he could have. He could have Hidden Power Fire. He does have the Earth Power, but luckily we live that. And I got the Brick Break on deck, and we break the Reflect. So once you go for Brick Break, the screens are gone, and you hit him, and he goes down, which is a reliever because Kieran Black, man, that thing is hard to knock out with a screen up. So Mega Mawile, I'm going to keep it in the back. Maybe I could keep it as a sack, or maybe Sucker Punch can come in handy. I don't know, but Landorus T is the play because I doubt he has Hidden Power Ice on a Tapu Koko with screens, so I go for U-turn because I don't want him to go into Hawlucha as I go for an Earthquake. That could be a game-changing loss right there because he just goes into Hawlucha and Swords Dances and probably just sweeps my entire team. So that's why U-turn, but he makes a nice play. I mean, obviously, because even if you lose Koko, it's the best case scenario. If I knock out Koko with Earthquake, pretty much I can't lock myself in Earthquake because it just gives Hawlucha a free setup with Swords Dance and I pretty much lose the game. So I can't do that ever, really. But he brought Magearna on my Sylveon because I wanted Sylveon to take it. Whittling down Sylveon is scary as well because Sylveon is my kind of check for Hawlucha. So luckily, Magearna is Shift Gear and it has Calm Mind. Usually that is Bolt Beam, but he's going to be turning out to be Fairy MZ. I was really scared of this Magearna. If it was Electric MZ with Electric Terrain up, ooh, that would have collapsed my Volcarona. Definitely at +1 for sure. But most people, they run leftovers, but I didn't see an item on him, so I was really scared, but you guys, I already said. He's Fairy MZ, and Twinkle Tackle at +1 is not able to knock out Volcarona, and I'm able to two-shot him with the Fiery Dance right there. So nice, I got Fiery Dance, no Fire Blast to miss, and Fiery Dance is pretty nice because you can raise special attack. But Fire Blast does come in handy if you want to just one-shot a Pokemon when you're at +1, because Fiery Dance maybe not is able to do that most of the time. To like, I don't know, maybe a Scarflando that has some bulk in it. So in comes the Koko. I got rid of that massive threat. Magearna could sweep my entire team if it got through Volcarona. But yeah, luckily it did not. So I sack Volcarona. I don't really need anymore versus his team. I mean, Gyarados destroys it. Hawlucha destroys it. So he Volt Switches out into Landia, the Gyarados. I bring in my Landorus T to Intimidate. And also, it kind of plays around with the Gyarados because I could Stone Edge him. He knows I'm Choice Scarf because like I outsped most of his team, and I've been outspeeding Tapu Koko as well. So he makes a nice play not Mega Evolving because then he'll take super effective damage, and he also, I guess, predicts me not to go for Stone Edge as well. I'm bringing Mawile just as a sack. Maybe also he thinks he can take a hit from Mawile, but I do have the Thunder Punch, and it will easily clap a Gyarados or even Mega Gyarados as well under electric terrain. But he is just going to go for the Crunch right there after a DD and knock out my Mawile. But he's at neutral attack because of that Intimidate from Landorus T, so he's not that threatening. So I Intimidate him again over here. He's going to be at -1, so Gyarados isn't that powerful when it has -1 attack, but it's still threatening because it can be able to Dragon Dance up again and maybe outspeed me, but he's not going to risk it. He's going to go right into Koko on the U-turn and not let me damage his Mega Gyarados for more. Maybe putting it in range for a Sylveon Hyper Voice or maybe even Greninja, because Greninja Water Shuriken, it can be deadly, especially when you get that Ash Battle Bond. So Koko taunts my Sylveon. I try to get a Wish Up, but that's smart. But also at the same time, I still have my leftovers healing my HP, so I'm getting more comfortable with my Sylveon able to check Howlucha, because at first I was like, it's pretty low. It might not be able to check Howlucha once it has a screen up and it can take a Hyper Voice, and maybe it can Swords Dance and just like Acrobatics me, so I gotta be careful of that. And I gotta try and at least Wish. So he gets the screen up, the light screen. He's gonna Volt Switch on out into Gyarados. He can't go into Howlucha because the Electric Terrain is gone. He has to get that back up for the Electricity to be activated so that Howlucha can have those powerful Acrobatics and that +1 defense. So he brings in Gyarados, takes the Hyper Voice like a champ with the light screen up. I'm going to switch out because I do not want Sylveon to be in range of Acrobatics at all, and plus Landorus can Intimidate him as well. He actually goes for Substitute, which I was surprised by, but at the same time, not really, because obviously I think Gyarados can take it, even like you guys saw the damage. Maybe he could take it with the light screen, but Hyper Voice does go through Sub. So I would have maybe knocked him out. I don't know, it's a roll. Either way, I make a kind of misplay here because I go for the Earthquake. I should have went for U-turn over here. Either way, he Dragon Dances, and he could have went into Tapu Koko here, sacked it to the Earthquake, and then went to Howlucha Swords Dance up and won the game. But he actually did not do that. He went to Howlucha instead of Tapu Koko because I'm locked into Earthquake, and that would be pretty much a free Swords Dance and then just sweep me at the end. I should have went for U-turn though, looking back at it. I remember when I clicked Earthquake, I was like, oh no, hopefully he does not realize what I just did, but he did not. And I'm in the clear because Sylveon is able to Wish Up on the Howlucha, and his Acrobatics is not powerful because he did not lose his item. Electricity did not activate into Electric Train, and I'm able to regain my HP after going for Protect. But he goes for another Swords Dance, so now he's at +4 attack. But his Acrobatics are still at like 55 base power, so it's not the most powerful move, and I regained even more HP. And on top of that, Light Screen is about to end right now, so the Hyper Voice is able to one-shot Howlucha. Acrobatics almost one-shots me, but it does not, and Sylveon is able to KO Howlucha, the biggest threat on the team, and that is going to be game because pretty much Landorus T can come in and go for its Scarf Earthquake and outspeed the Mega Gyarados and the Tapu Koko. There's nothing he can really do. I could just sack Sylveon over here. So I'm pretty lucky that he did not see the win con, and yeah, I just clicked too fast sometimes, and you know, I didn't really think about the play of going for Earthquake or U-turn versus Mega Gyarados behind the sub. I really should have, because what I could have done is U-turned as he DD'd behind the sub. I went to Greninja as a sack, maybe, just like go for some Water Shurikens maybe, or even a Dark Pulse. Like, he's not going to be able to knock out Greninja. That's what I should have done 100%. But yeah, like I said, I'm lucky that I did not see that. And Landorus T is just going to win the game by clicking Earthquake versus the Tapu Koko. So pretty good game, I would say. Very scary, and yeah, he had a good team in general, I would say. Very scary Mons with the Kyurem Black. That's the only thing that I would say that he did wrong, was not realizing his win con with the Howlucha, sacking Tapu Koko to the Scarf Landorus. Maybe he thought also that I could switch and predict that, I guess. I don't know. Because I was thinking about it. I was like, if I Earthquake again and he switches into Koko, then he just goes in Howlucha. So maybe that is also a thing. You could say that as well. But I remember we talked about it. I don't think he said that. So either way, GG to Scrapz. That is going to be game versus him. And next up we got is versus Braeden. And looking at his team, it's pretty interesting. We got Linoon, so probably Belly Drum. And Jolteon, you don't see that too much. And Donphan, you don't see that too much in OU. And then you just got Greninja, Kamo, and Skarmy. So yeah, I don't really know what to expect from Braeden, but I'm going to hope that it's not a soundproof Kamo, because if it is, that Sylveon is pretty much walled by it, because I can't hit it with a Hyper Voice. That's a sound-based move, and most Kamos are bulletproof. Don't worry, they run bulletproof because of Shadow Ball and stuff like that. Most of them are, and you don't get Gyro Ball as well. So yeah, most of them are just bulletproof. You don't have to worry about that. So anyways, I lead off Druddigon max special defense. He leads off with Jolteon, Volt switches on out into the Skarmory. I get my rocks up, and Skarmory is usually just like maybe a default counter Pokemon max defense, but nope, he goes for the Iron Head and then flinches me, and it looks like a 2-hit on my Druddigon as well. I'm like, is this Adamant Skarmory? What the heck is this? I mean, I have ran a Swords Dance Skarmory before. I did a sweep on it too, like a while back, so I mean, it is pretty good. It's not terrible. But I was like really surprised by that. I was like, okay, he flinched me. Down goes Druddigon. That's okay. I can bring a Mawile, intimidate you, and go for a nice Thunder Punch, then Sucker Punch, because usually these Skarmories are weak armor. They raise their speed by 2 and lower the defense, but it doesn't matter because Skarmory has insane defense, and then usually they're like Swords Dance. But he flinches me again with the Iron Head. I'm like, what? Come on, man. What you gotta do this to me? Don't flinch me again. I swear to God. Luckily did not. And I hit him with a nice Thunder Punch. Obviously he lives because Skarmory is a bulky monster, but I have the Sucker Punch, and I could just go for that and knock out the Skarmory, which is pretty nice. It would have been really sucky though, because if he flinched me again and he doesn't have Sturdy, but I'd probably have to go into like Greninja and like Dark Pulse or Hydro Pump and maybe knock him out. I don't know if that can knock him out. Probably I'd have to find out the hard way. Either way, in comes Greninja. I go into Sylveon, as usually Greninja is our Battle Bond, but if he is not going to be Battle Bond, then hopefully I don't catch a Gunk Shot to the face. But he is looking to be Battle Bond, as he does have Water Shuriken, and he gets 4 hits, which kind of sucks, but I still take it because Sylveon has massive special defense and HP, and, you know, we're max defense, so yeah. I go for Hyper Voice, and in comes Kamo, and it is soundproof, and I'm like, welp. Time to pack the bags and get swept by Kamo, because I don't have anything for this, and usually Kamo are Commodium Z and OU, and they have Dragon Dance. I go into Mawile, but Mawile's not able to take close combat from the range set, I mean, obviously. And yeah, he has close combat, most likely Clanging Scales with Commodium Z, and it's a toss-up what he has left, like maybe Poison Jab, Flamethrower, I've seen. Most of them Poison Jab, though, because it hits those fairy types pretty nicely once you DD up. So I'm going to go to Lando, hope that I could live a hit and maybe like get a crit Earthquake, but nope, he goes for that Commodium Z. And that's going to blow back my Lander's teeth, so yeah. Kamo's pretty much just going to sweep my entire team. Like, there's literally nothing I could do versus it. I don't know what else to say, pretty much. Like, you're just going to see Kamo knock out every single Pokemon on my team. There's literally nothing else I could have done. So yeah, I'm just going to exit out of that. Like, maybe if I was doing a sweep video, but there's really no point of seeing all that, to be honest. Volcarona, I tried to Quiver Dance up, but nope, he just knocks it out. Clanging Scales, 2 of them. Sylveon, you know, it just walls me. I can't hit him with a Hyper Voice. Greninja gets close combated, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, Druddigon, if I still had, it's just gonna get Clanging Scaled. So yeah, GG versus Braeden. Too bad I didn't have Moonblast. That's why, me personally, if I made the team, I would put Moonblast on Sylveon with Cute Charm. I always run that now because of Kamo soundproof. Like, I don't want to risk it, even though it's pretty rare that you run into a soundproof Kamo. Still, you have that chance to run into it. So yeah, GG versus Braeden. He got me good with that soundproof Kamo. Next up, we got versus LaFlare. Looking at his team, pretty much just like the first team he played, but with Lone Raichu and a Mega Scizor. So let's just jump right into it. Yeah, let's see what we need. We need Sylveon for that dang Howlucha, that's for sure. I need to keep Sylveon healthy. And other than that, maybe Greninja could be a problem, but he leads off with Greninja, so I'm like, okay, maybe this is like a Proteon Greninja. I don't really know. We lead off with Druddigon. I'm just going to go for a Galare, try and get a Para, but nope, he has Taunt. So I'm like, okay, he's probably Focus Sash Greninja. He probably has like Spikes, Ice Beam, Taunt, and like maybe Toxic Spikes, and maybe another move like Get a Power Fire, Hydro Pump. It's a given. So I'm just going to go into my Greninja because I want to capitalize on maybe a Sash Greninja, because usually they don't have much to hit an Ash Greninja or a regular Greninja unless they have U-Turn, but I could take that. And I could go for a Dark Pulse and maybe try and get my Battle Bond, because he doesn't have a good switch into Dark Pulse at all. Unless he starts Mega Evolving his Gyarados or brings in Tapu Koko hard, but I mean, he doesn't want to take that because that's whittling it down for Greninja even more later on in the game, because that's what Greninja does best. Whittle down the team and then come in, get that Battle Bond, and then just sweep the team. So, in comes Brazy. It takes some decent damage from that Dark Pulse. Looks to be in range after Rocks to another Dark Pulse, so I got to keep that in mind, especially if I get that Battle Bond. I go to Landorus T as he hits me up with a Hidden Powder Ice, predicting me to switch out right there. Very nice play, LaFlare. And also an obvious play, too, at the same time. You can predict that. But at the same time, I want to get rid of the spikes, and I defog on out. Sadly, he stayed in because I guess maybe He thought that I'd defog, or he expected me not to be Choice Scarf. Either way, even if I Earthquaked, I would have the spikes on the field, and he could bring in Hawlucha for free and Swords Dance up and probably just weak me. So yeah, that's why I don't want to Earthquake. And that's why it's pretty tough to deal with Coco and Hawlucha when you have a Scarf Landorus T and not much to check a Hawlucha. Either way, in comes Druddigon, as I don't have much to hit Tapu Koko, so I just go for the Stealth Rocks. I want to get those guys up, but he brought in Greninja, which sucks. But at the same time, not too much, because then I am able to bring in my Battle Bond. Well, not really yet Battle Bond, but I'm going to get the Battle Bond right here, because he has no switch into it after I got the Rocks up. I go for Hydro Pump. Questionable play, because I probably should have just clicked Dark Pulse, because Hydro Pump can miss, obviously. And looking at his team, he doesn't have too good switch in Hydro Pump. Like, I don't know, maybe I was just scared of, I don't know, really, like, I guess Hawlucha? Really, it doesn't matter, because Scizor comes in, I risk the Hydro Pump miss, and it misses, Hydro miss. And I just get one-shotted by the U-turn. I'm like, I should have just played it safe. I don't know. Sometimes I like to risk it, and it bites me in the butt. But at the same time, it does make the game a lot faster, and that's what I try to do sometimes, is I try to make the game a little bit faster. I don't want to sit around here and commentate a game that just is so slow most of the time, because I don't know, Wi-Fi battles aren't really for that. I feel like that's for showdown battles. Either way, Coco comes out after Scizor U-turned on me. I bring in Sylveon, and Sylveon just goes for the Hyper Voice, but Scizor is able to take that. And yeah, he's not a Mega Scizor, he's Mega Gyarados, which surprised me. I thought he would be a Mega Gyarados with a... yeah, I thought he'd be a Mega Scizor with regular Gyarados, not a Mega Gyarados with regular Scizor. So I just protect over here to scout what he wants to go for. I think... at the time, I was thinking that he would be Banded, but knowing LaFlare, he doesn't like to run Banded Scizor. He always runs Swords Dance, so I should have expected him to go for U-turn right there, and then he throws out the Bullet Punch. I thought he'd go for U-turn again, because I thought he was Banded, so that really sucks. I really should just not predict what the sets are. I should just always make the safest play at the same time. But you know me, I like to play a little bit risky most of the time as well. So Sylveon is low, it's not able to check Hawlucha, and Hawlucha is pretty much just, like, once it comes in, it's just going to sweep me. So I was just like, yep, I'm pretty much going to lose. There's not much I can do anymore. So I sack Sylveon. Even if I try to keep it, I mean, it goes down to every move on his team. Like, Coco kills it, Gyarados kills it, everything kills it. There's nothing I could do to keep Sylveon, unless he chokes. But knowing LaFlare, after battling him a lot of times, he's probably not going to let my Sylveon heal up. Anyways, I still maybe have a shot with Volcarona. If I can Quiver Dance up, outspeed his Hawlucha, which usually Hawluchas may not have enough speed to outspeed a max speed Volcarona, I might have a shot. So I bring in Druddigon. I wanted to see if he was going to be a Z move for Tapu Koko, so I wanted to see if he would go for that right there, but it makes sense if he was a Z move Alolan Raichu as well at the same time. So he was just Volt Switches into Alolan Raichu. But luckily, since I have Dragon Tail, after a nasty plot, it does not matter. And also at the same time, even if I Quiver Dance up with Volcarona, it doesn't matter, because he has that Alolan Raichu with Surge Surfer. It easily outspeeds me because it has that double speed and Electric Train. And also, I don't want to take a Volt Switch from Coco as well. So I just want to keep Volcarona as healthy as possible. But now he knows probably that I don't have a move to hit Tapu Koko, so he just goes for the Dazzling Gleam. I wish I had Earthquake, but it's whatever. And at least Electric Train is going to go away after he knocks out Druddigon, I do believe. And that gives me a shot to maybe go into Volcarona and Quiver Dance up and maybe have a shot of knocking his Pokemon out, even though Gyarados can kind of just come in and probably take a Bug EMZ at +1 after Rocks and knock me out. But maybe I get a burn, I don't know, we'll see. So he Volt Switches, gets some chip on that Volcarona, and then he brings in the Scizor. I was really surprised by that, because that might be able to let me go for another Quiver Dance, because what if I was a defensive Volcarona? I don't know, maybe, I don't think LaFlare calcs, but if he did, he probably calced to see how much, like, HP investment I have from that Volt Switch, and then, like, okay, he's offensive, because this Volcarona is just max special attack, max speed, timid, I do believe. He goes for the Swords Dance, and that is able to knock out Volcarona, unfortunately. This is why we run defensive Volcarona. That's a standard set, because I feel like if I had that defense investment, I probably would have won the game with Volcarona right here, because I would be able to Roost up, Quiver Dance up. This Volcarona doesn't have Roost, it has HP Ground. So yeah, that's why that's the standard set for Volcarona. You run into a dang Scizor with Swords Dance, and it just Bullet Punches you and knocks you out from that range. So that sucks. But I mean, Volcarona does have really bad defense. That's why they run the defense and HP investment on it. And enough speed to outspeed, I think, like, it hits like 300 or something, I'm pretty sure, what they like to run. I didn't go for Sucker Punch because I was scared he might have a Roost, so I just went for the player off, and also maybe if he switched out. I didn't think Bullet Punch would do that much damage too, even after an Intimidate and a Burn. Like, holy crap, Scizor is so powerful. That's to be like Iron Plate or something like that, because geez, that did so much. Adamant too, like max attack Adamant. This is where it's insanely powerful. Either way, Mega Gyarados is going to win because it just Earthquaked him all while. It outspeeds me, and yeah. That is going to be a GG versus LaFlare. So, really messed up with the Hydro Pump right there. This is the game that I probably could have won, but like I said, I just messed up with that Hydro Pump. I should have just played it safe and just clicked Dark Pulse versus his team. Like, look at us switching to Dark Pulse when I have Battle Ball Greninja. There's none. There is none. You think a Hawlucha or a Coco's a switch, and Coco would go down after Rocks, after I already hit it with a Dark Pulse. Hawlucha, I mean, I could just Water Shuriken after if he brings it in on a Dark Pulse maybe. And, I mean, Sylveon, it wouldn't have been weakened if I still had that Greninja. Maybe I would just, like, sack everything else, keep Sylveon healthy. But once Ash Greninja went down, I was like, well, crap. I felt like I already lost the game there. So that's going to be a GG versus everybody. Thanks for watching. If you do want to Wi-Fi battle me, my Discord is in the description. Like I said, you can add to me, you can send me a message, or you can battle other people, or talk to other people as well. So, yeah, that is going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in the next one. Peace, peace.